The Pokemon Sword and Shield Isle of Armor DLC has been amazing in pretty much every way, and one great feature are the Max Mushrooms. I've actually obtained and used quite a lot of Max Mushrooms just to get random Gigantamax Pokemon, even as something as mundane as a Lapras. So this was a regular Lapras, but I decided, you know, it'd be better if it was Gigantamax, because then you set up the Aurora Veil and you get a lot of defenses, and Gigantamax Lapras is just good. But I've also used it on my Urshifu, as well as my hidden ability starter Pokemon, so there's just tons of benefit, and it's always good to have a couple of Max Mushrooms lying around. Now, in recent videos, I've been doing a ton of Max Raid battles. So we had this one, Pokemon Challenge, how many Armorite Ore can you get in 1 hour? Man, I did a ton of Max Raid battles. I think it was like 45 or 50 or something, so we're going to have a lot of Max Mushrooms from that. I only checked on a couple of them, and then I also did the new Max Raid event, and in that time, I was just completing regular ones to get Armorite Ore. So that's one thing that's been really amazing about the Isle of Armor, is just how all of the features kind of combined together, and I've been making full use of pretty much all of them. So I'm going to go and check out the caves. I'm going to go peek around, see how many Max Mushrooms we have in all the areas, and this is just going to be like a clear out video to see how it's been over the last little bit of time. So we can head down there, we can head up through that little path, and then hopefully we find some Max Mushrooms. But I do also just want to have a talk about how cool the Isle of Armor has been. Like, the more I play it, the more I enjoy it, because I'm just using all of the features. I'm doing tons of raids, more raids than ever, just to complete them to get the rewards, because the Max Mushrooms, or not the Max Mushrooms, the Armorite Ore is really good stuff. So we don't have any Max Mushrooms over here. Looks like this cave has been a little empty, but I might have checked this cave more recently and just kind of forgotten, since I was doing a lot of Max Raid battle resetting in here. But it looks like we don't have any mushrooms in this area. However, might find a piece of Armorite Ore. Or a star piece. That's also really good. Like, and that brings me to the next thing, the Cram-O-Matic. I've been using the Cram-O-Matic, and I've been loving the Cram-O-Matic. Let's find a way to, let's just go to this cave, and then we'll find a way into the forest. It's like trying to get to all the areas. It's a little tricky sometimes, but, you know, the Cram-O-Matic has been, like, one of my favorite features about this. Alright, so we got a Max Mushroom at least over there. I'm guessing there's going to be a ton in the forest, because I haven't done a lot of exploring in the forest. So I'm going to pick up that Max Mushroom, and then we can just do some extra raids and get more things. So once it came out that, like, the Cram-O-Matic is all about alchemy and a point system, it became so much better for me, because now it's like every item you get matters for making other items and other cool combinations inside the game. So I've really been enjoying that. But that's just like the other surprising features that I've actually been utilizing, even though I wouldn't expect to do them, like the new battle facility. I have thousands of battle points from doing ranked battles, as well as grinding an insane amount on the battle tower. But even when it comes to restricted sparring, if you need a lot of battle points in a pinch, you can just get them. So that's what I mean by I've just been engaging with everything. I farmed the Mint Island for a little bit of time, and then I have more mints that I'm going to need. So I'm effectively at the stage where I can just go out, catch any Pokemon, and then make it fully competitive through hyper training. If it needs to be Gigantamaxed, it can. That's why I just want to kind of go through, make sure I'm scooping up all the items as we go, especially as I've just been doing like little bits of extra Max Raid battles here and there. So yep, there's a Max Mushroom just kind of hiding over here. And I don't make those full laps through the forest too much, because it is a little mazy, and there are some areas that you don't really need to always go inside of. So we don't have anything over there. Go down this path. I was expecting a lot more Max Mushrooms for the video, but I guess throughout my other explorations, because I'm always just kind of running around through the Isle of Armor, I guess I picked up a few others, which explains why I have 5 after like Gigantamaxing 4 Pokemon or something crazy like that. So we just have a good amount. We still have 1 in backup, and now as I go for the next Max Raid battles, we will have enough. So yeah, only 2. Right. I also need to check the other cave. I was like, oh yeah, there's 3 caves and 1 forest, and I got that confused with just like 3 areas in total. So that'd be really funny if like all the Max Mushrooms are just kind of like concentrated here, which would make sense because I don't come here that often. So that's a Max Mushroom just kind of hanging out. I like that. Can we get like a little peeky peek down there and see what's going on? All right, so yeah, I mean, picking up 3, that is a Gigantamax Pokemon. I'm gonna say Dynamax because I don't really use Gigantamax that much. But I mean, hey, we just have Gigantamax for free after doing a couple of raids and a little bit extra. I like it. So picking up 4 Max Mushrooms on this run suddenly gets a little bit better, doesn't it? So we got that. Maybe there's a few more hiding around here. Oh, yep, there it is. Nice. All right. So yeah, just have 5 apparently, like, now that we have more information coming out, after you do 3 max raid battles, it causes a max mushroom to spawn. Also, there's an item here. Wishing Piece. I'll take that. I was like, oh, that'd be really exciting if that was an Armorite ore, but Wishing Piece means we get to throw it into a den, do a max raid battle, and then have a chance of spawning more max mushrooms as we look around to see if there's any raids nearby, but it doesn't seem like it. So that's one thing I just really like about the Isle of Armor. The game flow is super nice. That one of my favorite things about modern Pokemon games is that it feels like everything you do is rewarding. This was like super apparent in Pokemon Let's Go Pikachu and Eevee, but even here it's like, yeah, I'm just going to throw a Wishing Piece wherever, complete the max raid battle because it's worth it to just get the rewards, unless it's the event. The events kind of suck right now. And 4-star. Okay, we don't stop looking. We switch participants, and then we get the right Pokemon. And yeah, this Executor take a little bit of time, but it will turn into some Armorite ore, and then have a chance of spawning the max mushrooms, and then boom, we just picked up a lot of them. So I think that brings me up to 9. At least 9 max mushrooms now, so that means 3 more Gigantamax Pokemon. I won't have to worry for a while, which means now I'm free to do more max raid battles until I'm done with that, and then I can go and do more max mushroom farming, clear out the island, and then have more max raid battles, and then we're gonna be good to go. So as long as you just kind of like keep up with the little things, everything's just going to kind of flow together and be super awesome. So the reason why I'm doing this is I was talking about in my other one. Yeah, we don't really need to care about this gameplay. I'm just gonna mash A. But let's see how this first turn goes, because it might get a little sketchy. Halucha didn't put Executor in the shields. Maractus, oh, that's going to be a big hit. Yeah, Executor's going in shields off that one. Come on. 3 times? Nope, never mind. Oh, that's unlucky. So yeah, we can just AFK that, but in my Pokemon challenge, I was talking about going to Honeycomb Island and seeing if we could get more Armorite in an hour, or if the challenge just goes better there, like you can do more max raid battles and all that other stuff. So I want to make sure I cleared out the max mushrooms before going and doing a couple dozen max raid battles, filling out all the mushrooms on the island, checking it out again, and then we'll just have more than enough for hopefully forever. And then got the shields broken. That's good. Mindstorm. Turnus is going to be fine because we're level 100. Dynamax Cannon takes it out. And minute and a half-ish. And the battle's over for 2 Armorite ore. Maybe a little bit of extra rewards. Like, that's not a really beneficial thing to just going around doing max raid battles. Because TRs are really good. Even though with the Cramomatic, you can get TRs a lot easier now. 3 large candies. Those add up. You can get a competitive Pokemon instantly. Zen Headbutt, Cosmic Power, Skull Swap. I use those, so that's good. And then I like the EV reducing berries, because like 10 Armorite ore to get rid of all the EVs on a Pokemon, a little tricky. So if you just have a couple of like other berries, all berries hanging around, that's pretty good. Except the Mago Berry, that doesn't reduce EVs. That's just like the Confusion Berry. So just kind of drift around, have a good time, do a couple more like just max raid battles as we chill. Check out the max mushroom amount that we have now. 10. Yeah, so we do 5. Yeah, it's like 5 at a time. So now we're up to 10. We got 3 max Pokemon that we can go and throw around. And if we hop down here, 21 Wishing Pieces. What's our watt count at? 2,000. Okay, our watts are terrible. But I have a lot of Armorite ore, and that's kind of like the flow for the next couple of videos. I wanted to clear out the max mushrooms, do the Honeycomb Island challenge, turn all of those Wishing Pieces into Digging Duo from digging, like, Wishing Pieces, or not Wishing Pieces, Armorite ore into Digging Paw, into Digging Duo, into more Cramomatic crafting, and then we have like infinite resources to make infinite Pokemon until the Crown Tundra. Or something like that, and then we pick up Apricorns. I don't really care about the Curveballs, but the Apricorns are good for like the typing matchups on the Cramomatic. So I mean, like, everything just works out in this game. So let's go and do a couple more max raid battles, because it's fun. Just have fun. How can anyone be against the update or Pokemon Sword and Shield now if you just want to have fun? So I was thinking about it because I just talked about like all of these great ways of just getting instant competitive Pokemon, and it's really interesting how that interacts with breeding now. I wouldn't call breeding obsolete. Oh wow, that was a big Dynamax Cannon hit. So yeah, free 3-star raid just like that. I wouldn't call breeding obsolete because like it's still the best way of getting shiny Pokemon, since Pokemon Sword and Shield is like the worst shiny hunting game, unfortunately, and following up Pokemon Let's Go, which was like super awesome. So Pokemon Sword and Shield does have some failings, but it's not like the worst thing ever. I feel like at least with the Armorite ore, it makes the max raid battles a bit more tolerable and then quite a bit more rewarding, so that's just good stuff all around. But like breeding, you know, you don't need to breed. Like, you need a 6 IV Ditto, or you used to need a 6 IV Ditto and all of these other things to get it set up and then make the competitive Pokemon. But at least you still need to do breeding to get egg moves and a few other things and like quality of life. Or if you're doing like mass breeding and stuff, which you don't really need a 6 IV Ditto for, because you get like the Let's Go Pikachu or Let's Go Eevee, which have max IVs or like some kind of really crazy event Pokemon. So I mean, you can end up with like 6 5 IV starter Pokemon, then you trade those and you have 6 competitive like hatched Pokemon, so you just need to EV train them and evolve them and maybe get the right move set on them, and then you're just ready to go that way. Or you can skip all that and just play the game. Like, if you just play the game as intended, you're going to turn around and have all these resources, so you can use Digging Duo, or you can just use like star pieces and whatever you're finding on the ground, use that in the Cramomatic, eventually get some bottle caps. Armorite ore turns into watts, which also turns into resources, and then you just kind of have everything you need, and then you get the experience candies either through in-game events, max raid events, all of these other things, and it just works. I mean, like, breeding isn't a necessity even anymore, even though it is like still pretty good to have, and Game Freak did that event where you have 6 IV Dittos. So I mean, now there's like, you know, if you obtained it yourself, you now have that legit 6 IV Ditto for like an hour-ish of work. And you just kind of transfer it around forever and you're good to go. I don't need to catch Pinsir. We're just here for the rewards as we go and grind it up. So do a couple more max raid battles, find a couple more max mushrooms, round out the video, talk about all that good stuff going on in the Isle of Armor. And that'd be like convenient if the max mushrooms spawned around here. But it doesn't seem like it did. And there we go. It's just that easy. Now the interesting thing is, like, this kind of invalidates a lot of the Gigantamax mechanics, but the events already did that. But I do find it weird that the events are still giving away Gigantamax Pokemon. I even showed it in one of the videos I did recently. It's like, why do we have Gigantamax Colossal here? Why do we have Gigantamax Caparaja when you can just do max raid battles and then get Gigantamax? I guess it does kind of work, because if you do the Gigantamax max raid battle, you're getting Armorite and then a chance to spawn the max mushrooms while getting a Gigantamax Pokemon. That can be competitively ready or something. But at least with this, you know, it gives you an alternative way of getting the Meowth event, the Eevee event, the Pikachu event, just like Pokemon that wouldn't be repeatable inside the game. Well, now they are, and that's super cool. So, interesting stuff going on, really neat quality of life, and I'm just kind of grinding my way through the game, having just tons of fun. So if you guys enjoyed the video, hope you all have a nice day. Thank you very much for watching.